My favorite thing about Access, again, it's hard to pick just one.
We're there for each other, really. Have been through tough times and the busiest times of the year, and we still stay together. We also do things like taking care of each other's house, taking care of each other's dogs,
watching each other's kids, babysitting, doing favors for one another. It's always been like that, and I love it. Our feeling of connectedness.
We're like a family because we're so small. We get together all the time for pool parties, happy hours, retreats. We get together for birthdays.
AI is really intentional about getting together with the community, whether that means setting up a happy hour or donating time, donating interpreters, sponsoring events. It's nice to see AI visible.
We are involved in the community quite a bit. At deaf events, you'll usually see Access people there.
A cool thing that AI does is give money to their employees and let us decide which deaf organizations we can donate to. I decided to donate my funds to YLC, Youth Leadership Camp,
NAD, LGBT section,
DDW,
Gallaudet,
Dawn.
Investment back in the deaf community is so important.
Customer service is really all about connections. It's so important. I connect with the person I'm interpreting with, or my team, or deaf interpreters. Ensuring that the deaf and hearing people can connect, that is essentially, I think, what customer service looks like.
With customer service, we want to make sure that everyone is satisfied and to make sure that everyone is having a good time working with us.
It means I'm trying to build a strong relationship with the consumer. I'm trying to be transparent with the consumer and truly understand what their needs are, because it is really important that I provide the best service possible.
The scheduling team is really great at communicating very clearly. They also communicate in different ways too. Sometimes they will send me an email, other times a text. Other times a deaf scheduler will call me via video so I can clearly understand using ASL. And I know that scheduling is a really hard job that requires managing a schedule with various complicated factors and last-minute changes. When last-minute changes happen, they notify me immediately.
They're really good at communicating, being transparent, and sharing information to make sure that everybody wins.
Being deaf, I also know many of our deaf clients, and I know if a certain client requires ASL. And if I'm not sure about an interpreter's skill, I can pull up their screening to determine if they're a good fit for each other.
How I typically pair a deaf client with an interpreter is to look at the deaf client profile and consider their signing style, what their preferences are, what kind of work they do on a daily basis. Then I also look at the interpreter screening and their signing style, and what type of work they have done in their work history.
I have a deep and long relationship with feedback, it feels like. I think at Access we've created a culture where feedback is expected, required, and rooted in our work.
Receiving feedback is so great. It means that someone cares enough and has the courage to tell me something that could end up improving my work. And this would be a plus for the deaf community.
interpreters willing to sit down and debrief with me after an assignment is the best part about this work. I know that the two of us are doing our work, ensuring clarity, discussing what we need to improve upon, keep, or change. We believe in making it right. If something happens, and sure, sometimes it is our fault, and sometimes it's somebody else's, but it doesn't matter whose fault it is, we will make it right.
It can look like a number of things. When an error happens, we fix it, be it with an interpreter assignment, billing. The point being, we own when we make mistakes. We're human. Mistakes will happen, but the recovery is important to me as a professional and as a community member. That's why I joined and why I stay. AI is potential.
Good intuition and attitude.
Deaf heart.
High quality interpreters.
Access to communication 24/7.